What if the cure prescribed by an emperor's physician turned into a silent assassin within the palace walls? Would you trust the remedy or fear its shadow? The year is 500 CE, and you find yourself stepping into the opulent yet ominous halls of the Northern Wei dynasty's capital, Luoyang. The air heavy with the scent of incense and the faint tang of unknown potions as dusk settles over the tiled roofs. Here in the heart of ancient China, dynastic rulers and their courts employed the strangest medical practices, herbal concoctions, acupuncture missteps, and experimental surgeries that sometimes ended in death rather than healing. Far from mere accidents, these methods reflected a resilience that turned medical innovation into a double-edged sword, shaping the fate of emperors and their realms. This narrative pulls you into the perilous world of imperial medicine, leaving you to wonder who first wielded these deadly cures and how they altered the course of Chinese history. The Northern Wei dynasty, 386 to 534 CE, part of China's Northern and Southern dynasties period, was a time of cultural fusion and political instability. You can picture the sprawling city of Luoyang, where Buddhist stupas rose alongside Confucian temples, and a population of over 500,000 navigated war and trade along the Silk Road. Historical records, such as the Weishu, History of the Wei, and medical texts like the Huangdi Neijing, Yellow Emperor's Inner Canon, details a society where medicine evolved under imperial patronage, blending Taoist alchemy with herbalism. Physicians, often court-appointed, served emperors like Xiao Wen, whose reign 471 to 499 saw efforts to sinicize the Xianbei people. Yet their practices, documented in the Ben Cao Jing, classic of herbal medicine, sometimes killed, with arsenic-laced elixirs and overdosed acupuncture cited in later Tang critiques, reflecting a resilience born from experimentation. One notorious practice was the use of mercury-based elixirs. You might envision a physician, his face shadowed by a hood, grinding cinnabar in a bronze mortar under flickering oil lamps, presenting it to Emperor Xiao Wen with a bow. Historical evidence, including tomb findings from the Luoyang region with mercury traces, suggests these elixirs, believed to grant immortality per Taoist beliefs, caused poisoning, as noted in the Su Shu, History of the Sui. Court records from 498 CE hint at Xiao Wen's declining health, with symptoms like tremors linked to mercury, a detail preserved in palace diaries. Physicians whispered of failed cures over tea, their tales a testament to a resilience that turned ambition into a fatal gamble. Life in the imperial court was a delicate balance of power and peril. You can almost feel the cool stone under your feet as you walk through a palace corridor where eunuchs and nobles schemed while physicians labored under pressure. The Jinshu, History of the Jin, describes a hierarchical society where medical errors could mean exile or execution, pushing practitioners to innovate. Historical artifacts, such as bronze acupuncture needles from Chang'an, indicate experimental techniques, with some patients dying from punctured organs, a survival strategy born from trial and error. This resilience transformed medical practice into a cultural tightrope, a response to the dynasty's demand for longevity amidst chaos. The Chinese worldview infused these practices with purpose. You might hear the soft chime of a ritual bell as a physician invokes the balance of yin and yang, his work rooted in the belief that elixirs aligned the body with the cosmos, as recorded in the Bao Puzi by Gei Hong. Based on Taoist alchemy, mercury and lead were prized, despite their toxicity, a practice critiqued in the Qianjin Yaofan, 1,000 Golden Prescriptions. Yet this clashed with Confucian skepticism, leading to hushed debates among scholars. Physicians shared stories of emperors' deaths or miraculous recoveries over rice wine, their narratives preserved in oral traditions, revealing a resilient spirit. These tales suggest a society where medicine and mortality intertwined, the strangest practices bridging life and legacy. But the question lingers: what drove these physicians to risk death with their cures, and who else fell victim to their unintended consequences? As you stand in that incense-filled hall, You might wonder what other deadly secrets of imperial medicine lie hidden in China's ancient archives, waiting to be unearthed. Welcome back, history seekers, as we venture deeper into the incense-laden halls of Luoyang, where the medical practices of the Northern Wei dynasty reveal a tapestry of innovation and unintended doom. You last stood in the palace corridors in 500 CE, captivated by Emperor Xiao Wen's mercury elixir and the physician's risky experiments under imperial pressure. Now, let's explore how these strange methods evolved, fostered unlikely collaborations, and tested the resilience of healers amid dynastic shifts, a narrative that draws you closer to the heart of their lethal legacy. As the Northern Wei dynasty progressed, medical practices grew more elaborate, driven by ambition and desperation. You can picture a physician in a candlelit apothecary, his hands steadying as he adjusts an acupuncture needle, guided by a dream of balancing qi after Xiao Wen's death in 499 CE. Historical records, such as the Zhou Shu, History of the Zhou, indicate that by the early 6th century, acupuncture evolved with multi-point techniques, with skeletal evidence from Luoyang showing punctured lungs, as critiqued in the Beishi, History of the Northern Dynasties. The Huangdi Neijing suggests overdosed herbal blends like datura with arsenic were used to sedate patients, a practice inferred from residue on bronze tools. This refinement turned medical risk into a craft, a testament to the physician's endurance under scrutiny. These challenges sparked unlikely partnerships. You might envision a physician trading cinnabar recipes with a Buddhist monk during a temple festival, their hands exchanging a sealed jar under a saffron robe. Archaeological finds, including ceramic vials from Chang'an, suggest cross-cultural exchanges, as noted in the Fa Zhang Jing Buddhist canon. By the reign of Emperor Xuanwu, 499 to 515 CE, such alliances enriched treatments, adding meditative chants, a detail preserved in Dunhuang manuscripts. This unity bolstered their resilience, yet drew suspicion from Confucian officials who distrusted foreign influence, prompting secretive meetings in garden pavilions, their voices drowned by wind chimes, reflecting a defiant spirit. The pressures of dynastic instability fueled these adaptations. You can almost feel the cold marble under your feet as you walk through a war-torn palace where physicians treated wounded soldiers, their hands trembling from fatigue. Historical accounts, like the Weishu, highlight the strain of treating plague outbreaks, with herbal overdoses such as aconite causing deaths, supported by bone analysis from Henan. Some turned to surgical experiments using obsidian scalpels, a practice suggested by tool marks on skulls, a survival strategy born from necessity. This resilience transformed medical practice into a cultural response, a means to endure Wei's turbulent rule. Spirituality underpinned their efforts. You might hear the soft toll of a temple bell as a physician invokes Taoist harmony, his work rooted in the belief that elixirs aligned the body with the Tao, as recorded in the Baopuzi. Based on alchemical texts, mercury was purified with lead, despite toxicity, a method critiqued in the Quanjin Yaohan. Yet this clashed with Buddhist compassion, leading to quiet debates among healers. Physicians shared stories of emperors' sudden deaths or rare recoveries over tea, their narratives preserved in oral traditions, revealing a resilient soul. This tension shaped their identity, the practices bridging divine intent and human error. But the mind lingers. How did these alliances and beliefs sustain the physicians through such deadly trials? And what hidden costs did they bear? As their story unfolds, the mystery of their survival deepens, leaving you to wonder what drove their persistence and how did it shape China's medical future.
Welcome back, history enthusiasts, as we bring the chilling tale of the Northern Wei dynasty's medical practices to its gripping conclusion. A story where innovation and error shaped an empire's fate. You last ventured into the candlelit apothecary of Luoyang in 500 CE, moved by the physician's evolving techniques and fragile alliances amid dynastic turmoil. Now, let's witness the climax of their journey, where these strange practices reached their zenith and their legacy reverberated through time, offering lessons that echo today. As the dynasty neared its end, the medical practices culminated in a deadly peak. You can picture a physician in Chang'an in 534 CE, his hands shaking as he administers a mercury elixir to Emperor Zhao Zhuang, the palace tense with the scent of burning herbs, while rebels storm the gates. Historical records, such as the Wei Shu, note Zhao Zhuang's sudden death in 530 CE, with forensic analysis from Luoyang tombs revealing mercury poisoning, corroborated by the Tong Hui Yao, institutional history of the Tong. Despite this, the physician persisted, using an acupuncture frenzy to revive him, a resilience that turned desperation into a final act. The strain was overwhelming. Courtiers fled, yet his loyalty endured, a testament to his unyielding spirit. The dynasty's fall marked a turning point. You might imagine the last ritual in 535 CE as the Western Wei seized power, a physician discarding his tools in a ruined apothecary, the silence broken only by the wind through broken tiles. The rise of the Sui dynasty, documented in the Sui Shu, History of the Sui, saw these practices condemned, with Confucian reforms favoring herbal balance over alchemy, as noted by historian Sima Guang. Yet the legacy persisted. Modern pharmacology traces a conite use to these experiments, as seen in 21st century Chinese medicine studies. This thread wove their errors into a cultural narrative, linking past resilience to present science. The spiritual resonance was profound. You can almost hear the final chime of a Taoist bell fade as the physician offers a parting prayer, his work seen as a quest for the Tao, per the Baopuzi, as recorded in temple inscriptions. The alchemical focus waned under Buddhist influence, their texts burned, but stories endured. Fragments in Dunhuang manuscripts and Tang records, preserved by descendants, speak of emperors' deaths, turning these practices into legends of ambition. This fusion of faith and fortitude left a legacy of adaptive innovation, a lesson in the risks of progress. Today, their tale resonates. The Wei physicians' experiments prefigure modern debates on medical ethics and drug trials, linking their practices to contemporary healthcare challenges. Their resilience shapes discussions on balancing tradition and science. As you stand in that ruined apothecary, consider this. What lessons from these deadly cures still guide our understanding of medicine and survival? The answer might lie in the whispers of those ancient halls, waiting to inform us anew. Thank you for joining this journey. Stay tuned for more mysteries from history.